What's up, motherfuckers? Peter Gilmore here for my second and final video of the night on this Friday the 13th, 2022. Thank you all for watching right here on the main channel, Killer of Demons 669. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you like the video, hit that subscribe button down below in my pants, in the description box below, on this channel or my other channels as well. Friend me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Share the video all over the internet. Don't forget to tap that bell and treat it like it's your bitch. Or you can, be like Jason Voorhees and, you know what I mean. But yeah, tap and slap that bell, turn on all notifications so you never ever. And Jason Voorhees means ever miss an upload. And that's pretty much it. It is what it is. That's pretty much all I gotta say about that. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, it's late. Well, not too late, but still, well, as of right now, it was Friday the 13th, May the 13th, 2022. Hope you had a great day, and if not, well, too bad for you. You're doing that, Wrestling Cat's taking a nap. It is what it is. So, hope you had a great Friday the 13th, and hope you didn't know, the superstitions and everything like that, but nobody believes in that. But hopefully Jason Voorhees didn't come kill you or something like that, but it is what it is. But anyway, on this late Friday night, May the 13th, 2022, if you're now walking somewhere else, Jason Voorhees went to sleep, and it's May the 14th, 2022, on the Killer of Demons channel. Check out my video from earlier in the day, in the evening, I should say. I did my my video on the Metal God channel, talking about Kelly Osbourne, announcing that she's pregnant with Sid Wilson from Slipknot. So they're about to have a baby. Thought it was mine, but, it is what it is. So congratulations to them, once again. And I hope they have a beautiful baby in the next 8-9 months. Baby boy or baby girl. And it's going to grow up to be a rock star. And that's pretty much all I got to say about that. Alright, on this late Friday night, or like I said, if you're walking somewhere else, it's May the 14th, 2022. It is time for your late night Smackdown and AEW Rampage review for Friday the 13th, 2022. Alright, let's get into it. Let's not waste any more time. But before we get into the wrestling part of the show, got some interesting news in the sports world. Game 6 tonight of the Penguins-Rangers series was tonight in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Was a pretty damn good game, like Game 5 was at the Garden this past Wednesday night, which the Rangers won 5-3. 5-3. Yeah, 5-3 it was. Tonight was the same thing. Rangers win 5-3. They live to another day. Guess what? Game 7, bitches. Who called that? I did. You can thank me later. But yeah, Rangers played a tough game. They were down 2-0 going into the second period. Came back with 3 goals in the second period, like they did in Game 3, but then choked Game 3, and then 4 they just didn't show up. But it was 3-2, and then near the end of the period, Malkin, that big bad piece of shit that he is, got a breakaway goal off a turnover. So it made it 3-3, and then the Rangers scored with about a minute and a half left in the game. Thanks to who scored that goal? I forgot who scored the goal, but I think it was Zibanejad. I forget, Micah Zibanejad. But anyway, they made it 4-3, and then the Rangers got an empty net goal to make it 5-3. They get the win. And now we come back. The Rangers come back to the Garden, the world's most famous arena. Game 7. You always love a Game 7, ladies and gentlemen. Don't matter what round it is. But Game 7 of the Stanley Cup quarterfinals at the Garden. This Sunday, I don't know if it's a Sunday afternoon game. It would probably be a Sunday night game. And you know who's going. So, I'm going to have fun Sunday with my peeps. Well, actually, this weekend's going to be pretty damn big. Tomorrow, I'm going to wrestling. I'm going to Warriors of Wrestling. And then Sunday, I'm going to see the Rangers. Beat that, motherfuckers. And that's pretty much all I got to say about that. So, yeah, it's going to be a great weekend of sports action. Wrestling and hockey and good stuff. For the Mets, the New York Mets go, boy, did they lay an egg tonight. One stinking run for Max Scherzer. One stinking run. Can't do anything else for him. It feels like the Grom 2.0, right? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, the Mets lost 2-1. Drew Smith finally gave up a Drew Smith finally gave up a run in the 8th inning to make it 2-1, and the Mets just they were asleep tonight. After the first inning, where Lindor got a sacrifice fly, scoring Brandon Nimmo, that's it. They got nothing. But they hit the ball hard. I mean, they hit some bombs, and the freaking baseball died. And if those were the other baseballs that they used to use, the juiced-up baseballs, the Mets would have probably won this game by a lot. But Alonso hit a bomb, and then it just died at the warning track. He hit 2 of them, too, that just died at the warning track. McNeil, the same thing. So your fault, Manfred, you freaking asshole. But it is what it is. I know I really don't care for the loss. I know they wish they would have got some runs, but, you know. But anyway, so the Mets are 22-12, still in first place. But I don't know what the Phillies did tonight. I don't even care what the Braves did tonight. Still got a big lead in the NL East. So, as far as the Yankees go, I personally don't give a shit. That's it. I don't care what the Yankees did tonight. All I care about is the New York Rangers! Game 7 this Sunday. I know probably Cindy Crosby, you know, that crybaby bitch that he is, probably going to be playing in Game 7 because he didn't play in Game 6 because of a concussion. So, most likely we'll play in Game 7 if they clear him. I hope not. Not that it matters. But, yeah, we'll see what happens if in Game 7 the Rangers have to come out firing on all freaking cylinders on, like, the first period tonight. Because they were flat in the first period. Second period, they were great until the end of the period. Then they came out in the third period and just went balls to the wall because they knew the season was on the line. And they just got that goal by Kreiderman. Kreiderman does what other Kreidermans can. I can't do the dance, I'm sorry. I have to stand up for it. Prince wants me to do that Spider-Man 3 dance with the original Spider-Man 3. Next time. Whenever I get a chance. But it is what it is. Prince is in the chat, by the way. Prince Idol with the googly eyes. And that's pretty much it. Alright, so that's your sports update for tonight. And then tomorrow the Mets play at 7 o'clock at Citi Field against the Mariners. Chris Bassett will be on the mound. See what happens with that. That game is on Channel 11 here in the Northeast. But I'm not going to be able to watch it because I'll be at Roy's Wrestling with my good buddy Nick. I'm going to be doing a few Prophecy Live videos. I don't know if they're going to get 2.4 million. 1.4 million, I wish. 2,400 hits. You never know, but we'll see. We'll see. But we're going to take a few of them. We're going to take a few shorts. Probably just be me and Nick for one of them. And then I'm going to try to get my good buddy Shane Fair to do one. Because now he's in the Prophecy. I actually recruited him. He's the ring announcer for various promotions in the Northeast, really Pro Wrestling Magic and Warriors of Wrestling. So I'm gonna try to get him to do something maybe like an announcement, like, "Hey, this is Shane Fair, and I want you to listen to the Prophecy," you know. And you're watching a Prophecy or something like that. I don't know. Make something up. and then that'll be it. Other than that, I don't think I'll do anything else. I mean, I could try to get something with one of the WOW wrestlers. I don't know if I could, but not gonna get Julia Hart. There's no way I'm gonna get that. No way. Even I could ask nicely, but there's no way. And Cody Hall, the son of Scott Hall. There's no way I'm gonna get that. He's too sweet. But it is what it is. So, but I'll see what I can do. Maybe I'll just get I'll do a short with the fans of WOW. It's like, hey fans, who you came to see? The Prophecy! Which I got more fans than you fucking trolls do. But it is what it is. That's it. Alright, so I'll be with my peeps. The Prophecy will be live once again in Brooklyn, New York for Warriors of Wrestling's Brooklyn Beatdown. Which I'd love to give the trolls one day, but they're too scared to get one, but it is what it is. Alright, Lauren's here, the tribal queen of the chat. She's here. She said, Fred Ward passed away today at the age of 79. He was in Tremors, Remo Williams. That's a movie, right? Remo Williams? I do know Fred Ward. Yeah, I know who he is. He was in Nightmare on Elm Street, I think, too. Yeah, but I heard it on Joe Cronin's show. So I like to. I'm not gonna do a video because I really don't know Fred Ward. I mean, blah 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 blah. It's not a major thing to me because I just do like major people and various things on my Metal God channel oh yeah, Remo Williams was an 80s film, yeah. But yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna do a tribute video with somebody. I mean, an actor that I barely know. So, but anyway, I would like to pay my respects to Fred Ward on his passing at the age of 79. So I'll do it now. So I got the drink now. So get your drinks, everybody, and we're gonna do a toast to the memory of Fred Ward. May he rest in peace in that big movie screen thing in the sky, whatever it is. So Fred Ward, rest in peace. Cheers. Well, there you go. By the way, tonight's drink of choice tonight is Rockstar Watermelon. Now, I usually get this one when I get the Rockstar. I get the fruit punch, but when I went to Target, they didn't have it. They had the original, and then they had this, and I was like, might as well get the watermelon. I mean, this is the first time I've had this actual one. It's not bad. It's kind of bitter. Beer face. No. It's not that bad, but it has 240 milligrams of caffeine. You know what that means? You'll be up for a while. But not me. I have to actually, well, I'll be up for like another hour, maybe hour and a half. We'll see. I'll be up for, it's Friday night. It's Friday, gotta get done on Friday. Everybody's gonna get done on the weekend, or something like that. Stupid song. So yeah, I got a couple of things to do before I gotta edit this video. I'm gonna watch a couple of videos, maybe watch a late night movie, like a late scary movie on Netflix, or I'll watch some music stuff on the good old Netflix on the rich man's PlayStation 4 and the rich man's television set. So I'll be probably doing that, and then I'm gonna go to bed. And then Saturday, probably Saturday morning, I'm gonna have some breakfast, feed the wrestling kitty, and I'm gonna just chill for most of the morning and early afternoon. I'm off, so I mean I'm off on the weekends mostly, unless I actually have to do it. Unless I need to just go in for like a little bit, Blah 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 blah. If I have to do it like a Zoom call or something like that. Sometimes I do on the weekends. Not always. It's like rarely, but it's just like maybe for like a half hour, a couple hours. Not long, but it's just like you know how meetings are. Long and boring. That too. So yeah, but this weekend, the next couple of weekends I have off, so that's good. And coming up in the summer, most weekends I will be in and out of New York City. Like my dick is in and out with your mama's ass. But that's another story for another time. Yeah. So yeah, the summer's gonna be pretty damn good. Gonna be taking a vacation. I'm on vacation for a while. I'm gonna take my summer vacation. Gotta get it. Wait, gotta get it. I'm not gonna sing that damn song. No, I have to. Oh, okay, I'll sing it. I'll sing it for you, Tiffany. You know, you love just beauty that you are. Gotta get up, gotta get down on that summer vacation. Tune in, move on, bust out. There you go. Big ups to, rest in peace, Tiffany Talia Hale from the Mickey Mouse Club, my first sweetheart, my first crush. I love you. As much as I do Daphne. Oh. No, Daphne's death hit me harder than Tiffany Hale from the Mickey Mouse Club's death. But if you've seen both of my videos, I almost cried. I legit almost cried on those videos. I don't show emotion on my videos mostly, but the Daphne video, I legit was about to cry, and I turned off the video before I actually bawled. But, I mean, I don't care if I would have cried and everything, and then the crowd's like, Andy was crying on video! You be crying when you're in... Whatever, I'm not gonna go there. Yeah, but yeah, Daphne's hit hard because she died of suicide, and I know people that have, in my personal life that have died from either an overdose or they actually killed themselves from suicide and stuff. So that kind of hit me hard and kind of hit me right in the solar plexus, if you will. And that's pretty much it. And then Tiffany, died of a heart attack. So around the same age as me. Tiffany was 45. Well, 45. So there you go. All right. Anyway, we'll move on. But yeah, Fred Ward, passed away, and at 79 today. We move on. All right. Lauren says, "Sweet Home Alabama," or as back in my radio days, we used to sing, "Sick Home in the Village." Bam, down, 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 down. That's what I call home. Bam, down, down, down. Okay, not gonna go there. Prince is like, what the fuck? I don't have my guitar right now, so I could play Sweet Home Alabama on my twanger. I mean, my guitar. My electric twanger, as we call it. That's not my dick. I call my dick a different name, but this was. Anyway, Lauren says PG Petey. I'm not PG most of the time, but I'm rated R for raw. But this was. Lauren says Ashley High Me Hard. I knew her. Ashley Massaro, you mean? Oh yes. Well, yeah. Yeah, we knew Ash. A lot of people knew Ashley Massaro. Mostly, Lauren knew Ashley because she lived in around the Long Island area, Long Island, New York area. Sadly, she passed away, I remember the night that she actually died. I got the news right away. I forgot what I got it from. I think it was Facebook or Twitter. And I was like, damn, she died. I had to look it up because you know how to look it up. So I looked it up. And I was like, she died, did a video, and boom, it went viral. And to this day, it almost has 1,000 views. Real views. Just like my prophecy video. Real views. It's not fake. I didn't like it. I didn't view it 2,400 times. I didn't like it 21 times. There's no proof of that. So take your little accusations and your assumptions and stick it right up your fucking ass. But I digress. Lauren says, please don't. That's my dad's song. I was talking about the movie. Your dad doesn't like Leonard Skinner? Or as I used to call him Leonard Skinner's innards. You know my favorite song by Leonard Skinner is? Not Sweet Home. Well, Sweet Home Alabama and Freebird is one of my favorite songs by Leonard Skinner. But my all-time favorite song by Leonard Skinner is Ooh, That Smell Can't you smell that smell? Doo-doo. I'd like to dedicate that song to the trolls, because that's what they are. They smell. And most of them, especially one guy, is fat! Son of a bitch is fucking fat! I'll make him bleed. Calm down, Scott. Calm down. He's fat! Okay. And we'll move on from there. That's it. Alright, so we got all that. And, like I mentioned before, congratulations to my baby girl, Kelly Osbourne. Gonna be a mama in 2023. And there you go. She's gonna have a baby with clown from Slipknot. That's Sid Wilson, if you don't know who he is. So yeah, so Kelly Osbourne and Sid Wilson are gonna welcome their first child in 2023. It should have been me. But it is what it is. I'm happy for them. Lauren says, that is my dad's ringtone, and Freebird was his funeral song. Damn. Yeah, Freebird is kind of like a funeral song. But, you know, it is what it is. I will say this. When I do pass away, which will be many years from now, or like 40, 50, 60 years from now. Yeah, 40, 50, 60 years from now. You know what I want played at my wedding? I have a list. I have a list of songs I want to play. I want at my funeral. Definitely Freebird. In This Moment's great song that makes me cry every time I listen to it. Into the Light. That's a funeral song. Forever by Kiss. You know the reason why, because of, you know, me and the missus. That's our wedding song. Gotta play that. Daddy's Fallen Angel by In This Moment, of course. That's what was the Prophecy song. Now it's Slaughterhouse by Motionless in White. I would play it, but I can't because of copyright. So I would love to play the song for you guys. I mean, I could send Lauren and Prince the actual video later, so you guys you can listen to it and listen to the lyrics. Just there's a few lyrics. I gotta look up the lyrics, but there's a few lyrics in there that really give a message to the prophecy. About the prophecy, if you know what I mean. But that, oh yeah, so, yeah, definitely Daddy's Fallen Angel, by In This Moment, of course. Gotta have some In This Moment in there. In This River by our good friend, Zach Wild of Black Label Society. Speaking of Zach, he had to come off the road for a little bit. He had to cancel some shows because he lost his voice. And he was supposed to do a show tonight, but he still has voice problems. So that's not good. Because you're screaming like a banshee there, Zach. You gotta stop a little bit. You know, rest up a little bit. You know, take a couple of days off. You know, you're ready to reschedule them in September, so. So, yeah, just take the weekend off, dude. Drink some Robitussin, you'll be fine. But, yeah. We move on from that. Yeah, I gotta have In This Moment, In This River by Black Label Society, because that's a funeral song that was originally made for Dimebag Darrell. Now it's made for Dimebag Darrell and Vinnie Paul from Pantera. So it's in a every time he plays it differently live. It's like a little bit up tempos than the original on the album, but. It is, what it is. Probably, like, I don't know, one more song. I probably, like, maybe 5 or 6 songs that I would love to play at my funeral. Oh, yeah, and you gotta go with Ozzy's Goodbye to Romance. You have to have that. Because without Goodbye to Romance, then you shouldn't even have a funeral. I would play Funeral Bell by Black Label Society, but it's too heavy. Doesn't feel like a funeral song. But yeah, you gotta play Ozzy's Goodbye to Romance. And maybe See You on the Other Side. But that's pretty much all I gotta say about that. And we'll move on from there. Alright. Let's move away from that. But that's kinda cool that, you know, Your dad had Freebird as his funeral song there, Lauren. Pretty cool. Alright, let's move on from there. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into your Smackdown and Rampage review for Friday the 13th, 2022. Alright, let's start off with Rampage because that came out earlier tonight at 5:30 p.m. Next week, May the 20th, will be on at 7 p.m. because of the NBA and NHL playoffs. So, I can only imagine what the rating will be this week for Rampage. Last week got over like around 325,000. And Dynamite this week got 840,000 views, which was up from last week, which I think did like 816 or something like that. So, that's that. I don't have Raw's rating yet, but I think it did a 1.9, I heard. I don't know. I'm not, don't quote me on that, at 1.9, but it is what it is. And that's it. Alright. So, Rampage, like I said, was at 5:30. It was kind of a bit boring kind of show, and it felt like I was watching an episode of Main Event or Velocity or Heat back in the day. But still, it was a decent show for what it was. You had a match in the women's tournament, the Owen Hart women's tournament between Ruby Soho and Nick's wife, Rio. We had that. We had Jade Cargill and her baddies come out for a little chat. And we had other couple of matches, but the main event was Scorpio Sky defending the TNT title against his good buddy, former SCU member, well, kind of current former SCU member, former tag team champion in his own right. That man is Frankie Kazarian. And we'll see what happens with that. Alright, but we begin with the pyro, and we're taped from the Nassau Mausoleum in that great part of New York called Long Island, New York, where Lauren was there. She had a good old time at Rampage and Dynamite this week. Next week we'll be in Houston, so maybe we'll see Prince Idol there. Who knows? He lives around that area. So anyway, all right. So we begin the early Rampage with our first match of the night: Death Triangle of that bastard Pac and the Lucha Brothers, Rey Fenix and his brother, the other man in the mask, Pentagon Zero Miedo. That's what I have. Zero Miedo, which means no fear. But it is what it is. Alright, so and then they're out with Alex Abrahantes, and they're taking on the Butcher, the Blade, and Mark Quinn of Private Party. Also, members of the AFHO. Ali the Bunny was there. Finally put it on TV. Anyway, it was an okay match. Nothing great. It's also with Penna and the Blade. They get into a little bit of a shoving match. And then, Blade smacks Pentagon right in the mouth. He's like, "Stop sticking your fingers in my hand!" He's like, Pentagon's like, "Zero middle." And then, Blade's like, "Motherfucker!" Smack him in the face. And Blade comes off the ropes into a super kick. Does a leapfrog, only to get kicked right in the head by Mr. Pentagon. Pac comes in with a snapmare dropkick to the crotch. And a dropkick to the crotch by Pentagon. Hey, there's a DQ there. No. Anyway. Blade comes back with a knee to the gut. Throws Pac in the corner. He knocks the Butcher down, kicks Blade. Butcher pulls him to the outside, then he reverse whips him into the apron. Ow. Butcher and then they start beating up on Pac for a little bit. And a basement dropkick takes out the knee, and a missile dropkick takes Butcher down, causing him to bail to the floor, I guess. But he comes back in. Mark Quinn comes in, and then gets knocked down with a hip toss. Then they get the hot tag to Rey Fenix, who comes in like a house of fire. He gets tripped up by Mark Quinn. Phoenix avoids a standing moonsault, but gets caught with a Hurricane Rana. Then a kick to the chest, a leaping kick, and he counters getting boosted into the air, launched into the air with a drop kick. Mark Quinn goes for a powerbomb, then he starts taunting Pentagon. That's a no-no. No. And he gets lifted into a slam. Phoenix with kicks to Mark Quinn, comes off the ropes with an arm drag, takes out the blade, and then Mark Quinn whips Phoenix into the ropes. He spins through the ropes like he's Spider-Man. Or, any luchador. To counter it, gets crowd kicked to the outside as we go to picture-in-picture. Then we come back. They're in control of Rey Fenix for a while. To get a 450 by Mark Quinn and a cover. Pentagon breaks it up. Pentagon then gets sent to the outside. Mark Quinn leaps on the Penta and Pac with a combo knee and clothesline by the Butcher and the Blade for a near fall. They continue to work on Rey Fenix for a little bit. Then we see Kyle O'Reilly Auto Parts in the crowd taking notes because him and Rey Fenix are gonna fight on Wildcard Wednesday Dynamite in the first round of the Owen Hart tournament. That should be a good match. And then afterwards, Pentagon and Mark Quinn get in. Pentagon is red hot. Hits Sling Blade on Mark Quinn. Thrust kick the Butcher. Then he flips over Mark Quinn into a spike DDT on the Butcher, who gets sent to the outside. Tags in Pac. And then they just beat the living shit out of Mark Quinn for a little bit. Then the Butcher and Blade hold Pac. Penta and Phoenix then take them out with stereo dives. Then a release German suplex on Pac. Penta comes back in. They hit the Fear Factor on Mark Quinn. That was basically it. Then Pentagon and Phoenix hit double dives onto the Butcher and the Blade on the outside. Then Pac goes up top, hits the Black Arrow. 1, 2, 3. Death Triangle gets the win in a little over 10 minutes. Match was pretty decent, so I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. And that's pretty much it. And then the lights go out, and Sabu comes out. No, he doesn't come out. Sabu doesn't come out. The lights go out, and you know what that means. The House of Black show up when the lights go back on. They're surrounding the ring. Brody King, Buddy Murphy, Buddy Matthews, whatever you want to call him. And Tommy End, otherwise known as Malachi Black, on one side of the ring. They look at Death Triangle because they're going to have a 6-man tag team match at the pay-per-view. They look about to fight, then the lights go out again. Then they come back on and the House of Black disappear. So just to send a little bit of a message to Death Triangle. And that's pretty much all I got to say about that. And that's it. Alright, so I gave all that 3 out of 5 stars. So we'll see what happens with Death Triangle and the House of Black as we roll on to Double or Nothing 4 in a couple weeks. Alright, match number 2, your shit break match of the night, lasted 2 goddamn minutes. We had the chairman of the board, Sean Spears. Mr. Ty Dillinger, the perfect 10. He takes on Bear Boulder of Bear Country. This guy had no chance in hell to win. Sean Spears beat the living shit out of him. Bear Boulder got a little bit of offense, not much. It's basically a squash match for Sean Spears. Spears puts Bear on the shoulder, hits a very nasty DVD, or a C4, for the win. Like I said, 2 minutes. So I gave the match 2.5 out of 5 stars. Thanks for coming there, Bear Boulder. Go back to Dark and Elevation with your little buddy Bear Bronson. That's pretty much all I gotta say about that. And we move on. So 2 out of 5 stars for that. After the match, Spears grabs a chair and just beats the shit out of Bear Boulder. Like the chair almost obliterated. And then he gets to the camera and says, "Wardlow! The Giant Killer is coming!" Which is a setup for their match. Okay, that sucks. Yeah, so that kind of, 1 second. Excuse me. So Sean Spears hypes up his cage match with Wardlow a week from Wednesday night on the Go Home show, which will be in Vegas. Next week, Wardlow gets 10 lashes by MJF. So, we'll see what happens with that. Let me move on. Alright, then we go, go to the back, where we get a promo from Tony Nese and Smart Mark Sterling. Lauren's good friend. They're asked about their match against Hookhausen. Mr. Danhausen and Hookhausen! We will curse you! I guess you can say now. Mark Sterling says, that ain't gonna happen because I'm a lawyer. I'm not a wrestler. I don't even have tights. Women in tights. Okay. So he's like, this match ain't happening. But Tony's like, Mark, it's okay. Like, I beat Danhausen in 32 seconds. It's okay. And Hook wants to destroy your homecoming? Then Tony Nese, like, walks away, then comes back and says, hey, Mark, when we go to Vegas, put $10,000 on us. Holy crap. Why would you put $10,000 on you to basically lose, probably? There's no way that Hookhausen is going to lose unless Danhausen loses again. Hopefully not. But, I got Hookhausen to win that match easily, but we'll see. Alright, so I give that 2.5 out of 5 stars, and that's it. And we move on. Alright, Prince Idol says he's not happy right now, so good night. Alright. If you want to talk about it after I finish the video, we can, you can hit me up on text. I'll talk to you after, Prince, if you want to talk, if you're still around. If not, then I'll probably talk to you sometime tomorrow before I go to WOW. But it is what it is. Alright. So we get that. Alright, then we get the match number 3. Women's opening match in the tournament. Well, not the opening match. The second match in the women's tournament. We got Ruby Soho against Nick's wife, Leo. It was a pretty decent match. Not great, but pretty damn decent. They shake hands to start. Nice little code of honor to start. Then they lock up. Ruby pushes her into the corner. Rio backs up for a clean break. And then Ruby with a waist lock into a wrist lock. Rio flips through and they do some back and forth counters. And then Rio sends Ruby into the ropes but gets run over for a 1 count. And then Rio rolls up Ruby again for a 2 count. Then they beat each other up for a little bit. Couple of interesting spots here. Ruby with a leaf off the top. Rio moves. Soho tweaks her knee. Ooh, that might come into play if she moves on. Rio with a few shots, but Soho with a headbutt. And then Ruby goes for the no future. It gets blocked. Rio locks in a back-bridging single leg crab. Ow. Ruby gets the ropes. Then we go to picture-in-picture. We come back. Rio hits a Northern Lights suplex for a near fall. She goes up top, but Ruby cuts her off with a shot to the throat. Then she climbs up. They go back and forth. Ruby then hits with a headbutt. Rio hits one of her own, knocks Ruby off the top rope. Then Rio hits a diving crossbody, which gets reversed into a pin by Ruby for a near fall. Then Ruby goes for the Blade Runner. Somebody stole Jay White's move. Bitch. No, I'm kidding. She goes for the Blade Runner. Rio counters her to a nice crucifix bomb for a near fall. She's looking frustrated. She charges at Ruby, gets caught with an up kick. Then a backdrop driver for a near fall by Ruby. And then she hits a big time super kick right away for another 2 count. Then she hits the Blade Runner again. I thought she didn't even hit it the first time. She goes for it again, but the third time's the charm, I guess. 1, 2, 3. Ruby Soho moves on to the semifinals, where she will take on the winner of Red Velvet and, well, it was supposed to be Hikaru Shida, but she got injured in the Philly Street fight with Serena Deeb, so there's going to be a mystery opponent that we're going to find out in just a second from Tony Baloney, and that's pretty much it. But yeah, I was hoping Rio would win for Nick. Nick's not happy. That's why he's not here. He's probably breaking things in his house. What else is new? So we get that. And we move on from that. So I gave the match 3 out of 5 stars. And that's it. Alright, then we go to a segment with the Acclaim, Max Caster and Anthony Bowens. They're in the locker room with Billy Gunn and the Ass Boys! Billy Gunn, badass, the ass man, Billy Gunn, because he's an asshole! He says they could be one of the greatest factions of all time. Get in line. But they need a couple things. He says a hand gesture, and his kids want to, Colton and Austin Gunn want to do the crock shop like DX. Can't do that. Might get a cease and desist. They claim have a scissors hand phrase. So Austin suggests, we got 2 words for it. And then Bill goes like, nope. That's not going to get over. Cass suggests, yo, listen. And Billy's like, yeah, I like that. Billy says he used his pull and got them a match on Elevation. I guess I don't know who, and I don't care. And all 4 men are pretty much excited about that. Yeah, so we got the Ass Boys and the Acclaimed teaming up in an 8-man tag team match on Elevation this week. Nobody's gonna care, probably. Not even the wrestling cat cares. But still, I gave it 2.5 out of 5 stars, and we'll move on. Alright, then we have Tony Baloney in the ring, and he introduces the TBS champion with her baddies, and that is the TBS champion, Jade Cargill, that bitch show. She comes out with her baddies, Red Velvet from Your Mama's Kitchen, and the Woman on Fire, Kiera Hogan. So, they get in the ring, and, Jade takes the mic from Tony and does her patented, Tony, cut the shit! Then tells the cameraman to do his job, and, pan over to the greatest Long Island whores in history. Some good old-fashioned Long Island whores, if you know what I mean. Anyway, Tony says that Hikaru Shida is not able to face Red Velvet due to an injury in the Philly street fight. So Jay's like, oh, that's great! Red Velvet gets, wins by forfeit as Mark Sterling, who was there with, his fucking neck brace and thing. Blah, 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 blah. He says, Red Velvet should get into the semifinals by forfeit. So Tony's like, nope, that ain't happening. Tony Khan has announced Red Velvet's opponent for next week, and that is going to be somebody that you know there, Red Velvet, and that is the used to be the resident alien herself, Chris Statlander, who comes out. Jade's laughing about it. I don't know why, and then Red Velvet's like, okay. So that should be a fun match next week. And we'll see who faces Ruby Soho in the quarterfinals. I would love to have Ruby Soho and Chris Statlander in the semifinals, because they have fought before, if you remember when Ruby first joined AEW. So that should be a great match in the semifinals. And then we got Britt Baker and the Joker, I think, on Wednesday night as well. And then I think we have another match. We had that match. Tony Storm match. That's going to happen the week after that. And that's it. So running through this tournament pretty damn quick. Next week, we got Adam Cole, Bebe, and Jeff Hardy in the semis. We got Kyle O'Reilly and Ray Phoenix. And then we got Samoa Joe and the Joker, whoever that might be. So we'll see what happens on Wild Card Wednesday. Should be an interesting night of action on Wednesday night and Friday night, too. And don't forget, Friday night Rampage next week, 7 o'clock. And we move on. Alright, so I gave that segment 3 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we get a promo from our good buddy, Matt Hardy. He's there for a split screen interview with, not Matt Hardy, I'm sorry, Why did I say Matt Hardy? Botch. Bismarck Henry, I should say, for a split screen interview, the promo before the thing, with Scorpio Sky and Kazarian. So he asks if Sky is ready. Ethan Page that interrupts says it's wild that they're even defending he's defending the belt. Sky says, I'm keeping my word, and Dan asks why. Because he can, because he's the champ, bitch. So Frankie doesn't get why Page and Dan are answering and says they've been winning championships before Men of the Year. And then Scorpio Sky tells Page and Lambert to take the night off, says, I got this. I'll do it myself. Get out of here. We don't need you. Let me get that. Alright, then we get a breakdown of next week's matches for Dynamite, Rampage, Double or Nothing from Excalibur. That dude needs to take a breath, because that guy goes, doesn't take a breath. I'm like, goddamn, dude. Slow down there. Slow your roll there, Excalibur. Take a breath for once. I know you have to fill the time, but take a breath every once in a while. Gonna hurt yourself. But it is what it is. Alright, then we go to our main event for the TNT title. Scorpio Sky and Frankie Kazarian. This was a pretty damn good match. back and forth they went. I like the there's one spot I loved. You know, Frankie stole it from me. Kaz with a kick, Sky ducks, and then Kaz with a slingshot. Gilmore Kata! Bang! I thought he was going to win a title with that. The fans went, what? And he gets a near fall out of that. Kaz goes to the crossface chicken wing again, because he tried it early in the match, didn't get it, and he tried it the second time. He gets snapmared, keeps it on, locks it in. Scorpio tries to escape off the corner to no avail. And then Dan Lambert, that fat-faced dipshit, comes out and distracts Rick Knox. And then Ethan Page comes in, and he nails Kaz in the back of the head with the title belt. And it looked like Scorpio was out. He was, like, gone. And then he hits him with a belt, and Scorpio's like, ugh. He falls on him. Rick Knox goes 1, 2, and somehow Kaz kicks out. Scott and Scorpio didn't even notice what happened. And then Scorpio, looks like it was, I thought he was going to hit, looked like it was going to be either One-Winged Angel, because he had him up in a position, then he kind of transitioned into the TKO. Then he hits the TKO, 1, 2, 3, Scorpio Sky retains the TNT title in a little under 12 minutes. Well, it was a pretty damn good match. I gave 3.25 out of 5 stars. So Scorpio Sky retains. We saw Sammy Guevara and, you know, his bitch Ty Conti in the crowd with their mixed tag team championships that they got in Mexico at Triple Mania. So we saw that. And that's it. So yeah, Scorpio gets the win, and that's it. After the match, Kazarian tells Scorpio what happened, and then Scorpio questions Dan Lambert. So it looked like Scorpio was about to turn face, and maybe we got an SCU reunion. Nope. So, we're about to, but he shows Ethan Page, who acknowledges that, I did it! I was me! And then he's like, whose side are you on anyway? So Scorpio gets all pissed off. Him and Page go face to face, and then Sky turns around, does a heinous act, and knocks Kaz right in the head with the title belt. So it was all a plan by Scorpio Sky. And then him and Ethan Page beat the crap out of Kaz. And then Dan Lambert, being a dick that he is, he's like, Sammy, you take your whore and get out of here. And then Sammy's like, what? He comes over the guardrail with Ty, and they basically run off the Men of the Year and Dan Lambert, and that's pretty much it. So it is what it is. And that ends up Rampage for tonight. And that's it. I don't understand why Scorpio Sky and Sammy Guevara and Ty Conti and Men of the Year and Paige Van Zandt, why is this thing still going on? Why? Why is it going on? Where is it leading to? Are we going to get that mixed tag team match I personally don't care about? And if we're going to get another Sammy Guevara, Scorpio Sky title shot match, title defense match, I don't want to see that at Double or Nothing. I really don't. Get Sammy Guevara out of the TNT title division. Let him do something else. Like his fucking whore in the back. Sorry, Sammy. You're full of slugs. And that's pretty much all I gotta say about that. Alright, so my final rating for Rampage, a solid 6 out of 10 stars. And that's it. Alright. Now, we are going to get to Smackdown as soon as my notes load. There we go. Alright, so Smackdown, at its normal time on Fox, was a little bit better. It was a little bit better than Rampage, but still kind of eh. Anyway, so Smackdown emanated from the... Let me just get my notes here. Emanated from the Mohegan Sun Arena in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, or as Roman Reigns called it, the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. And our commentary team of Michael Cole and Pat McAfee. Oh, I forgot to mention on Rampage, you know who it was. Taz, Chris Jericho, The Wizard, Ricky Starks, and Excalibur. So, there you go. Alright, so Pat McAfee and Michael Cole at ringside. And we open up with a recap of the 6-man tag team main event at WrestleMania Backlash, where we saw the Bloodline beat RK Bro and Drew McIntyre as Roman speared Riddle in half for the pin. And then we go to the arena. We open with RK Bro coming out, Matt Riddle and Randy Orton and his Mountainous Voice. So they come out, still the Raw Tag Team Champions. Riddle takes the blame for the loss last week, but they want Roman out here right now to let the Usos make the tag team title unification match happen. But instead, we get our good buddy Sami Zayn. No, not Generico, because Generico's still somewhere in Mexico, stealing orphans and then hiding out in the taco bar. No, okay. So Sami Zayn comes out in a Bloodline t-shirt to answer the call. He says, I'm the locker room leader and representing the Bloodline. Nobody wants this unification match. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Sami Zayn. So I personally don't want it. I know it looks like it's going to happen, but I don't want it. But I did want it. I wanted them to unify the tag belts and every belt, so they just have one belt, but then it kind of becomes redundant. But it is what it is. So Sami thinks the Raw tag team titles need to go back to, the champions need to go back to Raw. And then Riddle dubs Sami as Rusty because his hair is all looks like rust. And then the fans are like, hey, Rusty, Rusty. Morons, fucking marks. Sami's like, that's not my name. And then Orton says, Sami's calling shots for the Bloodline. Pretty much. And then Randy has an idea. He says, Riddle, how about Riddle versus you right now? And if Riddle wins, RK Bro gets the unification match. And then Orton's like, Rusty, Rusty. So Sami's not sure about it. Says, well, I have to go to the higher ups, so let me see if what I can do. And then Adam Pearce of the Authority comes out. And what does he do? He makes Sami Zayn versus Matt Riddle official for right now. And that's it. So that's pretty much it. So I gave that 2.5 out of 5 stars. That's it. Then we get to Sami and Riddle. Wasn't much of anything. 10 minutes kind of sucked fest for a little bit. Kind of went back and forth. But we get near the end. Sami's Hangman DDT is broken up. Riddle then sends him to the outside for the floating brew. Get back in. Slap power slam by Sami, by Riddle. But Sami bails to the floor before the RKO can hit. And then Riddle goes after him. Sami gets in a ram into the timekeeper's area. Tried to do what he did last week to Shinsuke Nakamura and win by countout. But Riddle gets in at 9.995. And then they fight and Riddle hits Bro Jarrett out of nowhere. 1, 2, 3. Riddle gets the win over Sami Zayn in a little over 10 minutes. And that's pretty much it. Alright, so I gave that 2.25 out of 5 stars. And that's it. Afterwards, we go to the back where we see our tribal chief. We must acknowledge him. Roman Reigns with My Name is Paul Heyman and the Usos. Roman's not happy about, RK Bro being in the arena. Then he's talking to the Usos about what they gotta do. And the Usos say, we got this, Us. And we're gonna do something about it later on. So, there you go. Let me move on from there. Alright, we go to break, we come back. Sami Zayn runs into Shinsuke Nakamura in the back. Calls him the table's ass, or something like that. I didn't know, get that segment, so I didn't care. Let me move on. Alright, then we get Hot Rod, the SmackDown Women's Champion, Ronda Rousey. She comes out after we get a little video package of her beating Charlotte and sending her to her wedding to Andrade on Memorial Day weekend. So, congratulations to Andrade and Charlotte. Whoop de goddamn do. So, she brags about her win. She says Charlotte was a 13-time women's champ. And she's like, oh, Luke has the title now. Excuse me. Ronda then says Charlotte was tough, but she would die before quitting. Then she's like, I'm a fighting champion, and it's open challenge time. So, who should answer the challenge? And I was thinking, like, well, who's on the SmackDown roster can actually answer the challenge? Shotzi, maybe Aaliyah, maybe somebody else. I was going to say Sasha, but no. To answer the call, it's Raquel Gonzalez, or Raquel Rodriguez. She introduces herself, and then we get to the match, which wasn't that bad. Almost a 6-minute match. Kind of went back and forth. Raquel showing her size and strength, beating the crap out of Ronda for a while. She goes for the Chicana bomb, it gets countered. Rousey gets the ankle lock, but Raquel breaks that up and gets a big boot for a near fall. Then she loads up for the Chicana bomb again, but Ronda reverses that into a Hurricane Rana. 1, 2, 3. Ronda Rousey retains the SmackDown Women's Championship. And a pretty decent match. I gave 2.25 out of 5 stars. After the match, Code of Honor by Raquel and Ronda. I was hoping Raquel would turn heel, but... And that's it. So we got a code of honor. It is what it is, and that's that. Alright, then after that, we go right to the back where we see Shotzi Blackheart and Aaliyah with Adam Pearce. They're arguing over who should have got the title shot. Because Shotzi's like, oh, she just ran in front of me. Blah, blah, blah. But Adam Pearce doesn't really know what to say. He's like, well, she got the title shot. I can't do anything about it. Go back to catering and have some cookies for Dana Brooke, you know. And that's pretty much it. And that ends the segment. So, they need challenges for Ronda. So, I mean, why would Ronda waste her time with Shotzi Blackheart and then Aaliyah? I would probably put Shayna Baszler in that slot, but they're not going to do that. So they're going to have to probably bring somebody over from Raw to kind of fill that spot. Because Lacey Evans is now on Raw, and Asuka's on Raw. Bayley, we don't know when she's coming back, so I don't know. I would think Bayley might come back to face Ronda, but I think that's kind of dumb. So what I would do as a booker, I would take Asuka, move her over to Smackdown, and have Ronda versus Asuka going all the way into the summer. And so maybe we'll get Ronda versus Shayna at SummerSlam, I don't know. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below later, now or after the show, and we move on. Alright, then we go to Kayla Braxton looking pretty hot. She has an interview with Madcap Moss, who still has that trophy, that Andre the Giant trophy. He says he's proud of his win over Happy Corbin. I think that was last week or whenever that was. WrestleMania Backlash. You know, if Corbin could have won by making him tap out with one more story about his watch. Moss wants to do everything from forming a team with Sasha Banks called Madcap Boss. Win Money in the Bank. Replace title belts with title suspenders. Okay. Then Happy Crappy Corbin comes in to hit him in the back with a chair, because this feud has to continue. Corbin slides in the Andre the Giant trophy, and he puts Madcap Moss's neck in the chair. Then he picks up the freaking trophy and Pillmanizes Madcap Moss with the trophy on the freaking chair. Ugh, Jesus! You know, basically it looked like he broke Madcap Moss's neck. So they put Moss on the stretcher, and then after the break, they load him in the ambulance, and Corbin's like, it's like, hey, I guess you're going to the Mospital. Stupid puns. So I gave that 2.25 out of 5 stars. So it looks like Madcap Moss is going to be out for a little bit, but I would not be surprised if they have another match at Hell in a Cell, and I could care less. And we move on from there. Alright, then we go to our next match for the women's tag team belts. Natalya and Shayna Baszler against, hey Nick, it's Boss Glow time! We have Naomi and the Boss, Sasha Banks, defending. Was an okay match, 8.5 minutes. Sasha Banks gets caught in the heart attack. Naomi has to make the save. Then they beat each other up for a while. Natalya takes Sasha down. She goes for the sharpshooter on Naomi. It gets counted into a 1925 small package. 1, 2, 3. Naomi and Sasha Boss Glow retain the tag team titles, the women's tag team titles, in a match I personally didn't really care that much about. So I gave it 2.25 out of 5 stars. And that's pretty much it. Alright, move on. Alright, after that, we get to a segment with Ricochet. I'm surprised he's still the Intercontinental Champion. And now that Roman's supposedly going to be taking time off, I think they need to kind of push Mr. Ricochet on SmackDown and the United States Champion Austin Theory on Raw. Because without Roman on TV, the ring's going to suck. But anyway, Ricochet comes up to Drew Gulak asking for advice, or I think Drew Gulak asked him for advice, I forgot what it was. Anyway, Ricochet says if he had quit, that Drew Gulak quit, he wouldn't have the Intercontinental title. Well, first that. Tells Gulak to be his best self, so Gulak is ready for Gunther, Walter. Then Gulak runs into Walter, who slams him into a door and breaks his chest with a chop. Sucks to be you there, Drew Gulak. That's it. So I give that 2.25 out of 5 stars, and that's pretty much it. Alright, after that, we get to, I don't know why these teams are still feuding, because Big E ain't coming back for at least another year with his neck injury. his neck's not like healing correctly, so he's gonna be out at least another year or so. That sucks. So we have Butch, Pete fucking Dunne with Ridge Holland and Sheamus fella at ringside. He takes on Kofi Kingston of WJ, and Xavier Woods is there. I didn't give two craps about this match. I don't know why they're still feuding, like I said. But when it was an ant match, Kofi gets a kick in of his own, and then the standing double stomp gets a near fall. Goes for Trouble in Paradise, but and everybody's fighting on the floors, like Ridge Holland and Sheamus beating up on Xavier Woods, and then Kofi gets into the action, and Butch gets into the action. Then they get back in, then Butch gets in, grabs the bitter end, 1, 2, 3. He beats he beats Kofi Kingston. I could care less. So I gave that 2.25 out of 5 stars. After the match, Butch goes crazy again, starts running through the crowd, and then comes back to join his buddies on stage. Can you please give them something else, please? Can we get away from this storyline? Let those three do something else. Let Pete Dunne do something else and stop calling him Butch. Morons. And that's it. Alright, so like I said, 2.25 out of 5 stars for that. Then we go to the back, we see Sami Zayn talking with Paul Heyman, and he wants Paul to tell Roman what he did earlier to stand up for the bloodline. He says, me and Roman need to be on the same page, so Paul assures him that Roman is appreciative, so Sami's pretty much pleased. So I don't know what that's about. So I gave that 2.25 out of 5 stars. Then we go to the final segment of the night, and you knew Roman was going to end it. So the Bloodline come out to address RK Bro. Roman does his usual thing. Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. And YouTube. Acknowledge me! That's what the trolls do when they watch me. They acknowledge me. But I digress. So here's the acknowledgement, and says that we've been doing this for a little while. He says, we smash them on Sunday, then tell you what's next on Friday. They beat Drew McIntyre and RK Bro on Sunday, but what's RK Bro gonna do about it? So, on cue, RK Bro come out. Orton says John Cena is 10 times the star that Roman will ever be. Sure there, Randy. I know it's your buddy, but no, Roman is 20 times better than John Cena. Especially right now. Fuck John Cena. I do it for the kids, children. Fuck you. Anyway. So Riddle talks about how he likes to set the mood with his laptop at night. Reaches to his nightstand, and then Orton's like, we're not gonna go there. And then Riddle's like, I meant I reached for my headphones. And Orton's like, to be fair, I didn't even know where you were going with that. I could probably tell you who's about to go 420, well, his new girlfriend, if you know what I mean, smoke her ass. But I digress. So Riddle says he was watching their WrestleMania Backlash match. Now he wants the Usos even more. Randy talks about how they're going to unify the belts. And then you just realize he's a lot taller than Roman. I don't know about that. I think they're around the same height. But anyway, the Usos are like, so you want an answer? So then Jimmy Uso's like, we accept, but not. And then Jay's like, well, not right now. We're not doing it right now. Next week on the program, we're going to unify these belts. So there you go. And then the Usos brag about how they're going to win the belts and going to have 2 belts on our shoulders, 2 belts on their shoulders, and 2 belts on Roman's shoulders. So we're going to have 6 belts. And just Paul just standing there looking happy. So then Riddle gets in Roman's face, and then he hits the final flash knee right in Roman's jaw. I hope he didn't break his jaw. And then RK Bro bails like a bunch of bitches that they are to end the show. So that sets up the match for next week. I hope the Usos win. But then again, you know how WWE can do. They can fuck this up, and then maybe they'll do another one at Hell in a Cell, inside Hell in a Cell. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I think the Usos are going to win, and then there probably will be 6 belts, unless they actually be smart and just merge them and have 1 stinking belt. but they won't. Because WWE is too stupid to do that. Because as always, WWE creative is uncreative about being creative. Oh, absolutely. There you go. And that's all I gotta say pretty much about that. So that ends the show, and I gave that segment 3.25 out of 5 stars. So next week on the program from Grand Rapids, Michigan, we're near Battle Creek, Michigan, where RVD used to live. I don't know if he still lives there, but because now he lives, I think, in Vegas with that hot piece of ass Katie Forbes, who could be the Joker. Her and RVD might be the Joker. I doubt that, but you never know. So next week in Michigan for the Unified Tag Team titles, RK Bro and the Usos. And we'll see who walks out with all the gold, all the tag gold. And I think it's going to be the Bloodline. So I have a feeling that Roman's going to be there, and he's gonna cost RK Bro the tag team titles. He's going to beat the shit out of Matt Riddle, or as Twitter called him, some guy on Twitter called him McGriddle. Nice, but okay. So we'll see what happens with that. So it should be an interesting week of action. We got Raw on Monday with the cage match between Omos and Bobby Lashley and some other stuff happening on Monday Night Raw. And then on Dynamite, we got more of the Owen Hart tournament. Got some first round matches to go through. And then Adam Cole and Jeff Hardy in the semifinals. We'll see who the Jokers are in the tournament. Could be a pretty big show. We got Hangman Adam Page against what's his name? Kozuki Taketsu, or whatever his name is. I forgot his last name. That Japanese guy who fought Jay Lethal on Rampage last week. I forgot his name. But yeah, that's gonna be a match. Punk on commentary. That should be fun. What else? Yeah, basically it's the Wild Card Wednesday. So most of the night is going to be tournament matches, and then that Hangman and a Page match with Punk on commentary. We got Wardlow getting 10 lashes from MJF. Not that he cares about that, but we'll see what happens. And then much more on Rampage next week. We'll probably finish the first round of the women's tournament, and I think the men's tournament as well. But that's going to be at 7 o'clock. And that's going to be in Houston, Texas, where Rampage will, Dynamite will be this Wednesday night. And then on SmackDown, like I said, we got the Unification Tag Team title match from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Should be some good shit. And that's pretty much it. As we roll on into the end of May, going into June, we got Double or Nothing on May the 29th. And then the week after that, June the 5th, we got Hell in a Cell. And then we got Slammiversary coming up on June the 19th. June the 26th, we got Forbidden Door, which I think will just blow Hell in a Cell and Slammiversary out of the water. But we'll see. And then right after Forbidden Door, we got, on July the 3rd, we got Money in the Bank in Vegas. And then I think at the end of July in Nashville, Tennessee, we got SummerSlam. I forgot what date SummerSlam is, but it's in Nashville, I think. At that stadium in Nashville. That should be pretty good. StarCast is going to be in Nashville too, so if you want to do that for SummerSlam weekend. And then I think we got most of August off. And then we get ready for Labor Day weekend, September the 2nd, September the 3rd. We got Clash at the Castle in Cardiff, Wales. I think it is. Yeah, I think it's in the UK, let's put it that way. And then after that is Double or Nothing 4, where we don't know where that is. I think it's in Chicago. But then again, we might not be on that Sunday before Labor Day. Might be sometime after that, maybe. I don't know. Depends on what Tony Khan says and when he announces All Out 4. Well, we'll see what happens with that. Then we got Dynamite Grand Slam and Rampage Grand Slam, which could happen between or in August or September. So just got to find out the date and when the tickets go on sale. And I'm probably not going to go there because, even if I get in queue and I somehow get tickets, God forbid I sit in God's country, I'll be lucky to get tickets for Grand Slam and Rampage. But we'll see what happens with that. But all in all, that's it for my video. Thank you all for watching. Lauren and Prince, thank you all for coming in. And that's pretty much it. So Rampage gets 6 out of 10 stars. Smackdown gets 6.25 out of 10 stars. But let me know what you motherfuckers think of the shows in a comment down below. You can do a video reply if you wish, but don't forget to smash that like button, smash that subscribe button on this channel and on my other channels, which are in the gobbledygook down in the description box. And as always, friend me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and share the video all over the internet. And don't forget to tap that bell and slap it like it's your mama, and turn on all notifications so you don't miss anything. And that's pretty much all I gotta say about that. So that's it. Thank you all for watching. I hope you had a great Friday the 13th. It's kind of over here in the Northeast. Still, Friday the 13th in the West Coast. But in any event, hopefully Jason Voorhees doesn't haunt you in your dreams tonight. Or, well, whatever. But in any event, hope you have a great weekend, everybody. It's going to be a nice, kind of rainy weekend here in the Northeast. Kind of warm tomorrow. Supposedly it's supposed to be 72, and my phone said 63, but in any event, it's going to be a nice, well, not too bad Saturday. It might be on and off rain. And then Sunday is going to be a little chilly, and then Monday is supposed to thunder. But it is what it is, as we are now in the middle of May already. And we're 2 weeks away from Memorial Day, the unofficial start of summer. And pretty soon after Memorial Day, we got Father's Day on June the 19th. Then July 4th weekend. It's going to be a big weekend for a lot of people. And, yeah. It's going to be a pretty, hopefully for some of you people, a great summer. Like me, I'm going to be away for most of it. Sorry. But it is what it is. And that's all I got to say about that. Alright, so, yeah, so I hope everybody has a great weekend. I will be at WOW tomorrow night with Nick and the rest of the Prophecy. We do a couple live videos, not live, like I'm doing live now, but some shorts like I did last time. Maybe we'll get it viral again. Maybe we'll go 2.6 this time. Who knows? We'll do a couple of shorts on putting on my Peter Gilmore channel. Like I put the Prophecy first Prophecy video, which blew up in like 24 hours. It blew up. But thank you all for that. And yeah, so we're gonna do it again. And see if magic can strike twice. Or 3 times, who knows. But that's it. So, yeah. So, WOW tomorrow night. Brooklyn Beatdown. In Brooklyn. That's pretty much it. Yeah, so I won't be doing any videos tomorrow. Unless something comes up before I actually go to WOW. But we'll see what happens with that. Sunday, I will be going live early in the day. Probably sometime in the early afternoon, probably between 1 and 4. I'll be doing a, just a Sunday shoot-the-shit video on Sunday afternoon before I go to the Ranger game. And then that'll be it. And then we come back on Monday for Monday Night Raw. And that's pretty much it. So that's all I gotta say. Thank you for watching. I'm Peter Gilmore signing out. I bid you adieu. And I'm Peter Gilmore. We're the Prophecy. Thank you all for watching, and just want to say rock on and rock hard with your Cocoot. And if you're not down with that, well, me, Lauren, Prince, Nick, everybody in the Prophecy, you don't like us? Well, we got 3 words for you. Fuck you, man. And that's it. Have a great weekend, everybody, and until next time, peace. Ha ha!